Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Marissa Explains It All. Today I am doing a review of the new Caliray Makeup line. So I stopped by my local Sephora recently and I happened to see this line and I was intrigued. The display caught my eye and I wanted to see what it was all about, so I figured I'd buy all of the products. So if you haven't seen this yet, Caliray is a new clean beauty line from the founder of Urban Decay, Wendy Zomnier, and her friend Jenna Dover. And so they wanted to create a sort of laid-back, minimalistic approach to makeup, and they claim to blend beauty with wellness. And so I checked out their website, and they're also not only passionate about clean ingredients, but also about sustainability. So they offer post-consumer recyclable materials and carbon offset. So as of right now, they're only available at Sephora and through their website, and they started out with 4 products, and so these are the products that I'll be reviewing today. So first up is the Free Dreaming Skin Wellness Diffusing Tint. It looks like this in the packaging, and it is supposed to be a super lightweight face tint with 94.5% natural origin ingredients, blurring effects and regenerating antioxidants, supposed to minimize pores and be hydrating and blurring and allow your skin to still breathe easily. So it comes in 10 shades and it's $39. I picked up the shade number 2 because I'm fairly pale, so I'm hoping this will fit. Next is the Glazed and Confused Lip Plumper. So this is supposed to be a skincare level indulgent feeling lip infusion that's supposed to be the furthest thing from sticky. It's supposed to glide on like an oil and hydrate like a cushiony balm with some peptides for real plumping action. So this comes in 4 shades and is $19, and I picked up the shade Likely Story. So this should be pretty cute. We'll try that out. It's like nice and peachy. Next is the Come Hell or High Water Mascara. So this is what it looks like in the packaging, and it is described as the first clean and super volumizing mascara with long wear potency. It has lash conditioning argan oil. It's supposed to have an easy roll-off removal and 0 smudges and be highly water resistant, which is interesting. This one comes in 1 shade, black, which I picked up for $24. Lastly, we have the Surf Proof Pencil. This is supposed to be the first clean stay-in-place pencil, and it's actually wrapped in a bio-based sugarcane barrel, so I guess that's part of that sustainability packaging. Interesting. We'll see how it goes. It's supposed to be super soft and highly pigmented with a velvety finish. It comes in 3 shades, and this is $20. I picked up the shade Fresh Brownie. So let's try these on and see what we think. I'm going to do a wear test on these and hope for the best. All right, so I've got my handy dandy mirror here, and we are going to test out how this skin tint goes on. And so right away, it says in the back that it says shake it like you mean it, which is really cute. So I guess it's just supposed to be fairly loose, and I can actually hear the roller ball, I guess, inside mixing up the product. So I'm trying to make sure that it's really well shaken before we apply. And I have not swatched this at all, so I don't know how this is going to go, but let's see. So here it is. Oh, it is very, runny. So that's what the consistency looks like. Maybe it's just because that was the first little bit that came out, but that's what it looks like when I'm down. So okay, could work out. It's very loose, and it says to apply with your fingers. So I am gonna do just that. Not too bad. I'm just gonna see how this goes on. It has like a slight scent to it. Not bad. It doesn't it's not, I wouldn't say it's fragranced. It's very light and slight. I bet it will dissipate. So right away, I'm noticing it's very dewy. I've got my mirror here. It just is, light. It is like a typical skin tint where it's not really going to cover a lot of deep scarring or flaws, but it would be really good for someone who has naturally good skin or somebody who just wants a really light coverage. So this could be good for people maybe with fine lines, where you're starting to see all those little cracks and creases come out. So I'm interested in seeing how the wear test goes to see if in fact it does settle, or maybe if it doesn't settle. So in terms of the feel of it, it does feel very lightweight, and it feels like, I would say non-greasy. It reminds me of the Fenty Eavesdrop. If you've used that blurring skin tint, it's similar to that kind of maybe watery consistency that offers some sort of light coverage, but nothing too heavy. I imagine you can kind of go back in and build some up, which is what I'm trying to do here, and some of the spots that maybe have a little more scarring. But generally, this is not going to be something that is going to cover up your imperfections. It's probably just going to blur them a little bit and just be like a little natural. In general, I think the shade match is pretty good, actually. I think that is a great shade for my skin tone. Okay, so this is on, and it's what it's looking like so far. It looks dewy, but not too shiny, I think. I think it's a good finish. It isn't very matte at all, which is nice, especially if you have dry skin like me. You don't really want a matte foundation. You're really wanting to go a little bit dewier, and especially if you have maybe more mature skin or, like I said, just dry skin. So you definitely want that youthful kind of glow. And so I think this has a really good finish to it. It covers enough to where I feel comfortable with, you know, going out in it, and it still looks like skin, which I really appreciate. So this is the first application. We'll see how this wears, especially in my T-zone, maybe see if some of the oils maybe break up the foundation in my nose, but generally I think this is looking really good, and it's specifically good for my dry skin. All right, let's move on now to the pencil. So this is what it looks like, and I'm just going to do a little swatch and see what we're looking like. Oh, it's very soft. Yep, it does not have any kind of harsh feel at all to the pencil, and it seems like it's very blendable if you were wanting to kind of smudge it out. In fact, it looks like it wipes right off. So let's see about this eye pencil and see if I can just do a very simple line. All right, so that's what it looks like on. Again, very natural. You could actually even get a more natural look by tight lining your lashes on the waterline. And I did hear somebody recommend this was also good for the lower lash waterline as well. So not too bad, looking pretty good. Next, we're going on to the mascara. And so this is what the packaging looks like. I love the gradient coloring here. And so this is what the applicator looks like when you take it out of the package. Very narrow, it doesn't have a lot of fluffy bristles to it. It feels fairly stiff. So let's see how it applies. All right, so there is the difference between one eye on and one eye off. It feels like a very natural mascara. It gives a nice amount of definition without looking too clumpy or too fake. So overall, looks pretty good so far. We'll see how it wears. Last up is the infused lip tint, and so this is what the packaging looks like, and I really do like the color that I chose, this like peachy color, and so this is what it looks like when it is swatched on, and looks like the consistency looks really pretty. I like it a lot, and we'll see how it wears. So let's see how this goes on. It's supposed to be more like just a balm, a mixture between a balm and a gloss. So far it feels really nice. It actually does have that consistency of like a balm, but not sticky, not too sticky, and it's more balm-like than gloss-like, I think. So very nice. So far, so good. I'm also going to take a little bit of that balm actually and just kind of between my two fingers and use it as a natural blush. I like a good product that can be multitasking, and since they didn't really release a blush with this line, I feel like it needed a little bit of something to help warm up the face. So this should be a multi-use product, and we'll see how this looks and wears. All right, so this is the face all completed with all 4 products on. So far, it's looking really good. It looks very fresh, it looks very natural. So we're gonna do a wear test. I'm gonna go out and do some errands, and I'll be back in a few hours to see how it looks. See you soon. All right, so it's a few hours later and the sun is setting, so I figured I better film this before I lose all the light. So let's talk about final thoughts and performance. So I really enjoyed the makeup. I will say that right off the bat. I think it is still looking really glowy and fresh and just dewy and everything. I like it. It did settle in some of my lines, and so let me go ahead and zoom you guys in a little bit, and you can kind of see like some settling in the fine lines and creases and you know, here in the expression lines. But that is really something that happens to me a lot with a lot of foundations, especially CC and BB creams. It's gonna, you know, tend to settle into those creases. So it's not something that I didn't expect. I figured, you know, it's kind of normal for, you know, aging skin and things like that, and I did not set it with a powder. So I might have had a different outcome had I set it with a powder, but I really just wanted to see what it did on its own. So this is really on point with what other brands have done for me as well, but I do enjoy the finish. I think it's very pretty. As you can see, it's still very glowy and just very nice without being shiny and oily, and it didn't seem to really break up in the T-zone at all. So overall, looking pretty good. As far as the eyeliner, I think it's, again, a great product, and I certainly will use it. It is very easily smudgeable. So, you know, again, if you were to zoom back in and just, you know, really touch it at all, it's going away. It's not really, it wipes right off. And so, you know, it's not something that's going to be like probably long wearing, but this isn't something that you would probably put on for like a full face of going out and partying or something like that. Not that I do that anyway. I have a 1-year-old, okay. Regardless, it's something that is good for just like an everyday look, and it's not going to be a big deal if it kind of wears off a little or rubs off. So the mascara looks pretty good. I have a lash lift on, and so this is not really a lift from the mascara. It's really just the lash lift that I got at the salon, but it's looking okay. It doesn't look like it bad. It looks like a normal, typical mascara. And so we'll see how it comes off tonight. It's supposed to kind of rub off a little bit easier and not be so difficult to remove. And lastly, the lip product was actually my favorite. I loved it. It was a perfect consistency for me, and I love lippies. I have a ton of lip products. It doesn't matter what it is, any finish, finish, color, any type of balm, gloss, I will buy it. I love it. And this was great. It was a good color. It was like a perfect thing to reach for when you want a little bit of moisture but like a hint of color to it, and just to grab and go. And if you're going like to the grocery store or something, just swipe it on. So what did you guys think? Did you like the products? Is it something you've tried so far? I'm hoping they branch out and do a few more products, maybe like a cheek and maybe a highlight, something like that would be really nice to add to their collection. But we'll see, maybe some eye colors would be really great, but I'm sure they're starting out small just to see how successful the launch is. So leave your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear them, and also feel free to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time for the next review. Bye guys.